Well, checking, folks. Back with another reaction, back with some more Kate Bush. We're back with another tune from her 1978 album, The Kick Inside. Again, I think this is her first album. There's two albums in 78, but I think the way that Seb listed it, I think this is February of 78, whereas I think the next album is like November of 78. So if I've gotten that wrong, do let me know. Even if for some reason I switch them, I feel like now, because this will be the second tune, we'll just go through this album and then go through the next one. But again, I think I've got it right. In any case, we're up to a tune called the Saxophone Song. Again, for those of you new, I just briefly speculate about titles if it's a song I haven't heard before, and if it's a song I have heard, I just talk for a minute or two about the lyrics. But not having heard this tune, or at least not being aware of having heard this tune, I'm intrigued by the title. It seems to draw attention to the sonics. It seems to suggest an arrangement that will include brass, in particular a saxophone. But, you know, it remains to be seen, you know, where the lyrics may go, or perhaps it could be an instrumental. But yeah, it's a tune that basically labels itself with a particular sonic flavor. And as a fan of various shades of that flavor, I'm very intrigued, so let's get to it. This is Kate Bush, the Saxophone Song from her 1978 album, The Kick Inside. Oh, we got Whale Song? I've got a great acid trance tune with Whale Song. Oh. I go very quiet when I'm listening to you. Oh, love that meandering piano. Said on your saxophone, right? So I feel like it's not just sonic, it's part of the narrative, maybe. Ah, those nighttime vibes. God, her voice. Someone knows who's on the sax. Shout it out, please. Dabba dabba doo. Is that what she said? Oh, the moodiness in this section. Is that a guitar line? Track is like, it's like phasing in and out. God, listen to the sax. Is it like a keyboard line? Just kind of bubbling away, like rhythmic but kind of outside the lines. any new to the channel, I have a very complicated relationship with fade-out endings. They're ubiquitous across decades, genres, styles. They can be done better than other times. I think longer fade-outs tend to work better. That was a longer fade-out. It wasn't the worst I've ever heard, but oftentimes when a track is fading out, it's like it's doing some really cool instrumental flourishes and, you know, sort of in this jam mode, or sometimes it's, you know, like a chorus where they're still actually singing. And I get it. On some level, there's the idea that they're trying to capture a particular vibe and just suggest that that extends forever rather than like ending the tune, which to some people's mind could sort of like drop the energy down. But yeah, it just feels weird sometimes, like when they're really jamming and there's cool stuff happening with the instrumentals, and it's like someone's on the gain just like, sorry guys, I gotta kill it, like, you know, we gotta turn out the lights in like 2 minutes. But yeah, that aside, which I don't blame on any of the artists. Again, I recognize that, you know, there are limitations of how much music you can fit on a record or a cassette tape or a CD, and I get that, you know, the artists don't always have full control over exactly how a song may be like mastered or cut in the end, because again, they're like considerations coming from the labels and producers and so on. But yeah, at the end of the day, I really enjoyed that. The sax, it was different than I thought. It was a bit more like funky and kind of jazzy. I thought it might be kind of soulful and big and long and sweeping, but it was more kind of like, again, like eccentric and sort of jazzy. So I did enjoy that a great deal. I got to hear the lyrics again. Part of it is like, when someone has a really interesting voice, sometimes I find myself hearing their singing more than the words that they're actually saying. So, so far, after a couple songs, that has been the case. And again, it's like, maybe I'm just not remembering her version of Running Up the Hill, or Running Up That Hill, which I know, like, it's the original. But like I said in the placebo reaction, I heard that version first and then heard the other one later. But yeah, maybe I'm just misremembering how her voice sounded in that tune, because the first 2 tracks on this album, it has like this higher, like more theatrical quality than I was remembering, which is really compelling, really interesting. So yeah, shout out to Kate Bush, big ups to Seb for making this available, big ups to Ron and other people who have asked for Kate Bush reactions. We're here and I'm already enjoying it after 2 songs, so yeah, let me know what you think. Other than that, I will see you next time. Peace.